Hello friends, hope all of you are doing fine. Today I'm here with a new video on a new phone, the Mi10i that was released in January 2021. Mi10i is the latest budget 5G phone from Xiaomi with a 108 megapixel main camera. I had been using the phone for the past few days and I noticed some problems on the phone. So in this video I'll be focusing on these problems that I have felt on the phone. So without any delay, let's jump right into the video and see all these problems. First of all, I'll just give a brief description of the phone. The phone is 5G ready and comes with a display of IPS LCD panel of 6.67 inches and have a 395 ppi with HDR10 and 120Hz refresh rate. The screen also comes with a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 in the front and back sections. Coming on to the hardware section of the phone comes in two variants, either 6GB or 8GB of RAM with 128GB of storage. The processor is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G that is 5G ready and have an Adreno 619 GPU. Coming on to the camera compartment of the phone have a 108 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, 2 megapixel macro camera and 2 megapixel depth sensor. And coming on to the front section, we have a 60 megapixel main camera. The main attraction on the phone is the 108 megapixel main camera that really shoots photos just like a DSLR camera. Now moving on, the phone do have a battery capacity of 4820 mAh and comes with 33 watt fast charging. The company claims that the phone can completely charge till 100% in 58 minutes. So moving on, I will just focus on the problems that I had experienced on the phone. The first problem that I had experienced on the phone is display bleeding. Yes, this phone also has the problem of display bleeding, which appears as a blackish ink blotched appearance along the edges of the screen as well as the camera cutout on the screen. This is because of the low quality IPS LCD panel used by Xiaomi on this phone, and this effect is mostly visible in white and light colored backgrounds. Usually we have been seeing all this kind of blotched display bleeding appearance in low quality panels used in low budget phones, but I didn't expect something like this in a mid budget phone from Xiaomi like a Mi10i. This becomes a real inconvenience for people who have been accustomed to AMOLED panels. Xiaomi should have used AMOLED panels with this phone, and in this aspect this phone is really a failure compared with OnePlus Nord and Motorola 5G phone. Apart from that, the 6.67 inches LCD IPS panel is okayish and you can live with it. Now coming on to the second problem that I have felt on the phone, it's a problem with the camera. The good thing that the phone has is the 108 megapixel main camera, and both the ultra wide and macro cameras are substandard and not worth mentioning. However, 108 megapixel camera also has some problems. First of all, I will start by focusing on some of the photographs that I had taken with the phone. Here are some of the sample photographs. You can see that the saturation of colors appear a bit on the high side. Apart from that, the photos look great and the focusing is all good. Now moving on to the problem that I had mentioned earlier, it's the fact that the phone doesn't come with optical image stabilization, and because of this, when you are trying to take a video or take a photo, the image output is shaky. I'll just demonstrate it with a video that I had taken with the phone. This video was taken with absolute care without shaking my hands and all, but actually see how the video is shaky. This is because of poor stabilization, and it can be easily fixed by software updates. This also results in blur when you are focusing and zooming into some of the photos taken with the 108 megapixel main camera. Apart from that, the camera is the best available in the market when compared with OnePlus Nord and Motorola. The third problem that I had experienced with the phone is that the phone comes with a lot of bloatware pre-installed. This is like a ton lot of bloatware, and it can be uninstalled though, but it is a real inconvenience for people who don't like having such an experience. Now coming on to the fourth problem that I experienced on the phone, it's random frame drops when running the phone on 120Hz refresh rate. Well, this frame drop happens usually when using apps like YouTube that are not compatible with 120Hz. So because of this, you can see visible stutters on the display, and this also happens in case of some of the games that are only modeled for 60Hz. And also there is the fact that if you are keeping the phone running at 120Hz refresh rate, you are going to see these stutters on a maximum level, and also there will be increased battery drain. Now it's time for the gaming test of the phone. I tried playing Call of Duty on the phone for around 1 hour, and the phone performs really well. The only thing that I felt that the phone gets a bit too warm. I measured the temperatures on the phone and found it to be around 42-43 degrees Celsius, and it's a bit too hot for the phone. And also there is the fact that the battery levels go really down when you are using the phone for gaming purpose. The battery on the phone is just a 4820 mAh battery, and it really goes down really fast. However, it can be charged completely from 0% to 100% in around 1 hour's time. But the other thing to note is that when you are using the charger, the phone gets really hot. In the thumbnail, I had mentioned that this video would be covering both Mi10i and Mi10T. And it's of course true, because Mi10i and Mi10T are almost the same in terms of hardware and software specifications. So Mi10T also have the same display bleeding problem that Mi10i has, and it's because of the substandard IPS LCD panel used in both of the phones. So now coming on to the question whether this phone is a good purchase or not, you'll have to consider the fact that this phone offers 5G and a 108 megapixel best camera at around a mid-budget segment, and it do have a good competitive spirit when compared with OnePlus Note. But there are other factors of the less battery backup and the substandard display that gives a poor viewing experience, and lack of AMOLED panel is really not a good choice in this price segment. So now if you have any comments or queries, please feel free to go ahead and mention them in the comment section. If you are using the phone and have felt some problems with the phone, then please mention in comments and I'll check with my model and see whether I also have the same problems or not. If you want reviews done on any phone models, feel free to comment again, and I'll consider them for the next video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to my channel for more interesting videos like this. Bye. Take care.